We love reading your comments. On November 7th, 2016, a woman decided to go on a late-night walk at Ohio State University campus. It was about 1:30 a.m. when she stepped foot onto the sidewalk. She was accompanied by her friend's dog, as her own pet was back home, resting for the night. They had been at a party celebrating Halloween a little earlier. But that was now a distant memory as they strolled along the empty streets of the university campus. The wind blew across the barren trees, and whistling melody that echoed in their ears. The only sound louder than the trees was the dog trotting excitedly ahead of them. As they walked, they kept a keen eye around them, scanning for any danger. This was a safe campus, and rarely did they see suspicious behavior out this late. That is, until now. Something crunched in the bushes. She froze as she heard the noise. Was it a human or a wild animal? She took a deep breath as her friend stopped as well. They continued walking forward a bit before the bushes moved again, and once again something rustled within them. She didn't want to turn around and face her fears, but her feet moved on their own accord. As she turned and peered into the bush, she saw a pair of glowing eyes. They locked onto hers and sent chills down her spine. Before she could scream, a hulking figure leaped from the bush and lunged at her. Her mind raced as she looked into his eyes. His features were hidden by the darkness, but she could see his eyes, glinting eyes filled with evil intent. She struggled against his grip as he dragged her into the bushes, but his strength was overpowering, and she couldn't free herself from his grasp. He carried her deeper into the thicket, away from the safety of the streetlights. Fear pulsed through her veins, each heartbeat pounding in her ears. What did he want? Would she survive this ordeal? All these questions swirled in her head, but she knew there would be no answers in this dark, menacing place. Suddenly he stopped, tossing her to the ground roughly. She cried out, pain shooting through her body. Then he loomed over her, his face twisted into a sinister grin. "I've been waiting for you," he whispered in a voice that sent shivers down her spine. "Now, let's begin." His words were a threat, a promise of horrors yet to come. She closed her eyes, bracing for the worst. But then the nightmare ended. She found herself lying on the cold pavement, gasping for breath. The sky was dark, the stars barely visible through the clouds. The bushes she had stumbled upon were just feet away from her. Relief washed over her. It was a dream. A horrifying, vivid dream. She scrambled to her feet, brushing leaves and dirt off her clothes. But the memory of the dream lingered, leaving her heart racing and hands shaking. Shaking off the remnants of the dream, she resumed her walk, determination replacing fear in her eyes. As the first rays of sunlight touched the horizon, chasing away the darkness, she reached her destination safely. Yet the dream clung to her, refusing to be forgotten. She couldn't shake off the image of those menacing, gleaming eyes peering at her from the shadows. It felt all too real, as if the line between dreams and reality had blurred. Days turned into weeks, and the dream faded into the recesses of her memory. Yet on certain nights, when the wind whispered through the trees, she could almost swear she heard his voice echoing in the darkness. She could almost feel his icy fingers tightening their grip on her. The incident remained etched in her mind, a haunting reminder of the nightmare she had narrowly escaped. It was during one such fateful night that her worst fears materialized. She was home this time, nestled in the cozy confines of her bedroom. Sleep had finally embraced her after a long and tiring day. But peace was short-lived. A sudden crash in the bushes outside her window shattered the tranquility. Startled awake, she lay frozen in bed, listening intently. A moment stretched into an eternity. Then she heard movement closer to her bed. Her blood ran cold as a shadow loomed over her, blocking the moonlight streaming through the window. Her eyes struggled to pierce the darkness, but what she saw sent shockwaves through her. The same glowing eyes from her nightmare stared back at her, burning into her soul. Before she could scream, a hand clamped over her mouth, stifling her cry. Panic seized her as she struggled against the unseen assailant. His grip was like iron, his presence radiating menace. He leaned closer, his breath hot on her neck. "You can't escape me now," he whispered, his voice a venomous hiss. Her mind reeled. Was this the dream invading her reality? Was this the nightmare made flesh? Terror propelled her thoughts as she fought against the suffocating grip around her mouth and the chilling dread that threatened to consume her. She thrashed wildly, her movements frantic and desperate, as she wrestled with the invisible force that held her captive. Then, just as abruptly as it began, it vanished. She found herself alone in the darkness, the only sound her ragged breathing and the relentless beating of her heart. The window was open, moonlight flooding in to illuminate the empty space beside her. Had it been a dream within a dream? Or was she truly saved by the impossible? In the aftermath, she couldn't shake off the eerie feeling of being watched. Every creak of the house, every rustle outside her window sent shivers down her spine. She couldn't tell if her attacker was lurking in the shadows, waiting for her to let her guard down. Each passing moment was a torment, a ticking clock counting down to the next potential attack. Determined to find answers, she called the police, recounting the terrifying experience. But their response was less than reassuring. The police believed it was a figment of her imagination, a product of an overactive mind. Frustrated and terrified, she decided to take matters into her own hands. She installed security cameras, reinforced her windows and doors, turning her home into a fortress. Sleep became a distant luxury, replaced by endless vigilance. One evening, as twilight painted the sky in hues of purple and orange, she noticed something. One of her security cameras had malfunctioned, shutting down just as the sun dipped below the horizon. Darkness enveloped the screen, obscuring the view of the camera outside her window. A chill ran down her spine. Could it be? Was her nightmare returning? Had her attacker disabled the camera to strike again? Heart-pounding, she rushed to check the other cameras, each showing the same ominous darkness where the feed should be. Was he striking again, disabling her defenses one by one? Just then her phone buzzed. Her heart skipped a beat. On the screen was a single word, soon. It was signed off with a menacing, smiley face. The message sent shivers down her spine. He was out there. He was watching her, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And with each passing moment, her fear grew, gripping her heart like an iron fist. Night fell, and with it, her fears intensified. Every creak of the house echoed with menace. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and leave a like below to support us, because we are going for a record number of subscribers this year and need your help. Also, feel free to leave a comment about the video below.